Africa's most famous parasite-eating bird suddenly arrived in North America? Would it survive or fail on its very first day? At first, everything looks familiar. Large mammals, open grasslands, plenty of opportunity. But one critical detail has never existed before.
Neither species recognizes the other.
The first landing attempt fails instantly. The bison isn't being aggressive. It simply has no evolutionary reason to trust this bird. The bird tries a different strategy. Every instinct tells the bison to shake off anything unfamiliar. The partnership ends before it even begins. One relationship was built over millions of years. And this is only the first obstacle. The bird refuses to give up. Instinct keeps telling it that food should be waiting below. Every approach ends the same way. The host simply isn't expecting a passenger. One powerful shake is enough to end the attempt. The opportunity exists. But instinct alone isn't enough. Behavior must evolve on both sides.
In Africa,
Neither animal even thinks about the interaction anymore. Trust became instinct. Instinct became evolution. One partnership was built over millions of years. Could it ever work? If behavior wasn't enough, could climate become an even bigger obstacle? The next obstacle isn't another animal. It's the environment itself. North America's open plains create stronger, less predictable winds. Every flight now costs more energy. The wind helps the bison. The host is ready. The weather is not. African savannas often provide far more stable feeding conditions. The partnership wastes very little energy. Every minute spent hiding is a minute without food. Searching becomes harder. Finding food becomes even harder. The challenge isn't just the host. And winter hasn't even arrived yet. Then the seasons begin to change. And North America presents an even greater challenge. Cooler temperatures mean fewer insects and fewer opportunities to feed. The bison hardly notices the change. Without reliable food, the risk becomes greater than the reward. Meanwhile, Africa still provides food almost every day. The partnership continues without interruption. The search grows longer. The reward grows smaller. Every failed attempt costs precious energy. One ecosystem feeds the partnership. Could it ever work? And soon, winter will test every assumption. Then winter begins. And everything changes. The parasites are disappearing. So is the bird's food. The parasites are disappearing. So is the bird's food. Every flight now demands more energy.
Every mistake becomes more dangerous.
Thousands of miles away.
The partnership continues almost unchanged. The search continues. Hi, but the reward keeps shrinking. Survival now comes before opportunity. Energy becomes the most valuable resource. One ecosystem supports the partnership all year. Could it ever work? But climate is only half the story. Winter is only the beginning. The real challenge is finding enough food to survive it. Without parasites, an oxpecker has almost nothing to eat. The bison continues life almost unchanged.
Every landing wastes energy.
Every flight burns precious reserves. Meanwhile, Africa still provides food almost every day of the year. Food is scarce, and the next opportunity may be miles away. The bird begins making survival decisions, not feeding decisions. The ecosystem matters just as much as the species. But even if food returned, would the animals ever accept the bird? Eventually, winter releases its grip. Food slowly begins to return. The landscape changes, but the relationship does not. The parasites return. Months have passed. Yet nothing has changed. Every North American giant still relies on the same behaviors. Nothing in the ecosystem has changed for them.
In Africa,
The partnership remains effortless. Millions of years created this level of trust. Trust cannot appear overnight. The obstacle was never just food. If climate wasn't enough, perhaps evolution itself has already made the decision. By now, one fact is becoming impossible to ignore. The bird understands the host, but the host does not understand the bird. Millions of years of instinct cannot be erased in a single season. Trust has to evolve. The bison already has a strategy that works. So does the bear. Nothing in its behavior invites a new partner. And the moose already solved the problem long ago.
Its habitat does most of the work.
Exactly. Africa's partnership still looks effortless. Every movement reflects millions of years of shared evolution. A relationship written into instinct. Neither system is better. Perhaps the answer was never whether the bird could survive. Perhaps the real question was never whether the bird could survive, but whether evolution would ever allow this partnership to begin. The bird is ready. The host is not. For millions of years. The bear solved the problem its own way.
No bird required.
The moose already understood its environment, and that was enough. Africa didn't simply evolve a bird.
It evolved trust.
And trust cannot be imported. Evolution rarely copies itself. But another North American bird once came surprisingly close to filling that role.
After every attempt,
The conclusion becomes harder to ignore. The bird could survive for a while. But survival isn't the same as belonging. The bison already trusted its own instincts. The bear never waited for a helper. Its behavior had already been perfected. The moose trusted the landscape itself, and the landscape never failed it. Neither continent is wrong. They simply solve the same problem differently. Evolution rarely repeats the same solution twice. Some partnerships cannot simply be transplanted. But one native bird came closer than any other, and almost nobody knows its story.